Nevertheless, I believe that even in its modern incarnation, the overall view is not justified in the corollary it drawn for the relation between intonational function and intonational phonetics. Broadly speaking, traditional overlay models assume not only that all pitch features have a duration and extend over domains of different sizes, such as the syllable or the phrase, but also that the domain to pitch feature applies functionally must be the domain over which it extends phonetically. In one common formulation, tone is a feature of syllable. Pitch accent, word pitch, word tone is a feature of word. And intonation is a feature of phrases or sentences. That is, the traditional view assumes that the function of a pitch feature should be reflected in its phonetic extent. But there is empirical evidence that this is not true, and that the pitch feature whose function is clearly intonation can nevertheless be localized quite precisely in the utterance. This was first clearly demonstrated in Gustav Bruce's work in Swedish word accent. Bruce's specific concern was to develop an account of how lexical accent distinctions in Stockholm Swedish are manifested phonetically in different sentence contexts. But his solution to this problem raised the foundation for a more general theory of how word level and sentence level features interact. Swedish, like Norwegian and a handful of other European languages, has a morphologically and lexically conditioned distinction of accent type, the main stressed syllable of each word. In addition to being stressed, bears one of two accents called acute and grave, or simply accent 1 and 2. The classic Swedish minimal pair is anden, the duck, and anden, the spirit. The phonetic difference between the two accents is very striking in some environments and exceedingly subtle in others, but it typically involves difference in the pitch contours of words, and is therefore often described as a difference of pitch accent and word accent. Pitch accent and word accent. Figure 1.6 shows pitch traces for station forms of two segmentally similar words that differ in accent type. As can be seen from Figure 1.6, the phonetic difference between the two accent type is superficially a difference between single-peaked accent 1 and double-peaked accent 2 pitch contours that span the whole word. This is generally true of station forms in Stockholm Swedish. However, Bruce is generally true. Bruce established that the genuity distinctive features for the two accent type is the alignment of an underlying pitch peak within the stressed vowel. In accent 1, this word accent peak precedes the onset of the stressed vowel by considerable extent, so that if there are no preceding and stressed shows the word accent peak has no overt manifestation. No overt manifestations. Say the stressed vowel simply begin low and the pitch contour across the stressed vowel actually rise. In accent 2, on the other hand, the word accent peak and the subsequent drop in pitch more or less coincident in time with the stressed vowel, and therefore always present in the phonetic F0 contour. The superficial distinction between single and double-peaked word contracture results from the interaction of word accent features and sentence intonation features in station forms. There are two relevant features of sentence intonation, a peak and a final roll. The peak or phrase accent is theoretically aligned late in the prominent word, while the final row accompanies the end of the utterance. But of course, in a station form, both the peak and the final row occur on the same word as the accentual fall. When these intonation features occur after accent 2, in which the word accent has already produced a clear peak on the accented vowel, the result is a second peak. But when they follow accent 1, in which the word accent peak may be phonetically absent, the result is a phonetic rise across the stressed vowel to the single peak in the utterance. The fact that the distinction is manifested in station form as a distinction between single peak and double peak is thus essentially a factor about sentence intonation because station form of words are also complete utterances and hence contain sentence level intonation features as well. In contexts other than citation forms as verse and fluid, the accentual distinction based on early and late alignment of the four is invariably present, whereas the intonational features occur only on certain words in a sentence, and therefore do not always influence the F0 contour associated with the two accent types.